The 9 contestants preparing for tonight's show are all comedians. At stake is a prize fund of up to £50,000 for charity, but only one of them can take the money away. The rest will leave empty-handed as their fellow competitors vote them off as the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 9 comedians in the studio here tonight could win up to £50,000 for charity. If they want the prize money, they'll have to work as a team. But 8 of them will not be smiling when they leave with nothing. As round by round we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Ed Byrne, I'm nearly 30, I'm from Dublin, and I used to be a lot funnier before I got my hair cut.
I'm Arabella Weir, I'm 19, I'm from San Francisco, and I've lost the will to live.
I'm Nina Wadia, I'm also 19 years old, I'm from South London, and I'm a lot funnier now that Ed's got his haircut.
I'm Roland Riveron, I'm 30, I'm from Buckinghamshire, and I respect Anne Robertson and I admire her field of vision.
I'm Helen Lederer, I'm 19 3/4, and I am absolutely fabulous, apparently, on a good day.
I'm Rona Cameron, I'm 19, I'm from Musselburgh, and today I'm wearing a support pant.
I'm Johnny Vegas, I'm 30, I'm from St Helens, home of the World Club Rugby League champions, and I believed Kenny Logan when he sang Every Loser Wins.
I'm Barry Cryer, I'm 30, I'm from Leeds. I'm one of the better, cheaper acts.
I'm Dave Gorman, I'm 30, from Stafford, and I cut Ed's hair.
Now the rules. In each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £5,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. In round 1, there are 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Arabella. Let's play the weakest link. The first question is for £100. Start the clock. Arabella, complete Bruce Forsyth's catchphrase, nice to see you what?
Nice.
Correct. Nina, in ancient times, how many wonders of the world were there?
7.
Correct. Roland, what is the heavenly nickname of Southampton Football Club?
Pass.
The Saints. Helen, Lake Superior is on the border of the USA and which other country?
Pennsylvania, probably.
Canada. Rona, in religion, the Roman Catholic belief that the Virgin Mary was conceived without original sin is known as the Immaculate what?
Conception.
Correct. Johnny, in film, Fred Astaire starred opposite which former Wizard of Oz star in the 1948 musical Easter Parade?
Judy Garland.
Correct. Barry, what city in the United States has a basketball team called the Celtics?
Pass.
Boston. Dave, in pop music, Connie Who had UK #1 hit singles in the 50s with Who's Sorry Now and Stupid Cupid?
Francis.
Correct. Ed, in the animal kingdom, on which part of a jellyfish can the stinging cells be found?
The tentacles.
Correct. Arabella, which TV cartoon sailor sought to avoid the clutches of the evil pirate, Cutthroat Jake?
Pass.
Captain Pugwash. Nina, in pop music, the Pips were the backing group for which female singer?
Oh, Gladys Knight.
Correct. Roland, on a shoe, what can be described as Cuban or stiletto?
The heel.
Correct. Helen, travelling by road, which is closer to Glasgow, Birmingham or Cardiff?
Birmingham.
Correct. Rona, in chemistry, the letter H is the symbol for which element in the periodic table?
Don't know.
Hydrogen. Johnny, in the 2001 film Tomb Raider, which character was played by Angelina Jolie?
Lara Croft.
Correct. Barry, In politics, Henry Kissinger was the Secretary of State for which country between 1973 and 1977?
United States.
Correct. Dave, at which annual Fringe Festival is the Perrier Comedy Award made?
Edinburgh.
Correct. Ed, in
Bank.
football, which country do Roberto Carlos and Ronaldo represent?
Italy.
Brazil. Arabella. In classical music, the Italian composer and violinist Antonio Vivaldi wrote a set of concertos called the Four what?
Seasons.
Correct. Nina. What nationality is the contemporary novelist Martin Amis, English or American?
English.
Correct. Roland. What is 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1?
10.
Correct. Helen. The first programme of which TV music show was presented by Jimmy Savile in January 1964?
The hit and miss. Jim will fix it.
Top of the Pops. Rona, in 2001, which famous US politician spoke at the Hay on Wine? Time is up. I cannot complete the question. In that first round, you managed a pathetic, embarrassing, brainless, poor £500.
Yes! But who banked it?
Playing as a team, guys. Come on. I'm sorry. I'll go.
Who didn't bring their brains with them? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The statistics show that the first weakest link is Helen. With the most correct answers, Nina is the strongest link. But at this early stage of the game, who will the team vote off?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Helen.
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 Ed.
Nina.
Dave.
Helen.
Ed.
Helen.
Barry,
Yes.
a bit old for this sort of thing.
Sorry? Takes one to know one, Anne.
What's your specialist subject?
Thigh boots. I haven't had a question on thigh boots. Nothing. I'm willing to go for it. Any question on thigh boots. Length, width, size of heel, name of wearer. It's for charity, Anne, for God's sake.
How's it going for you, Ed?
I got one question right, which I was quite pleased with. I think a good round on that question. And then I got one question wrong, because it was about football. And I hate football more than you hate me right now.
Why Helen?
Because I don't think she got any questions right. And she certainly didn't get the question right about Canada being right next to America, which I thought was really easy.
Johnny.
You were just about to look over there. Why'd you come back?
Where are you from?
St Helens.
Where's that?
In between Liverpool and Manchester, but miles away from Wales. Home of the rugby and glass. I'm not even taking the mick in, you've just took a dislike to me, haven't you?
Have you any talent?
I'm a faith healer. And a potter. I work with clay and redesign Mother Earth to my own liking.
Why Helen?
Because she's wearing a scent that's quite familiar to a girl that stalked me once. Sorry, it's not personal.
Helen, who's aged 19 3/4. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, I think the reason I got voted off in the first round was because I spent a lot of time bonding with everyone and making friends with them, giving them practice questions, and so that we had a rapport, and I think they felt safe in scapegoating me, actually. I'm glad it's me, because that is my role in a group, to make everyone bond, make everyone feel safe, secure. I'm a facilitator. Nobody else could have taken it.
Round 2, team. You've got £500 in the bank when you could have won in that first round £5,000. We are now taking 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Nina. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Nina, in which month of 1789 was the Bastille prison in Paris stormed and captured?
July.
Correct. Roland.
Wow.
Which Scottish mountain, the highest in the United Kingdom, reaches over 1,300 metres?
Ben Nevis.
Correct. Rona. In modern history, which country's government was known as the Weimar Republic between 1919 and 1933?
I think Roland had my question. Pass.
No. Germany. Johnny. In the animal kingdom, what is a condor, an eagle or vulture?
Vulture.
Correct. Barry. In the USA, the dam located on the Nevada-Arizona state border is named after which president?
Jefferson.
No, Hoover. Dave, on which island of New Zealand...
Hoover, we're doing a show.
Dave, on which island of New Zealand is the city of Wellington, North Island or South Island?
South Island.
No, Dave, North.
Oh, dear.
Ed, in the 1970 film MASH, what was the nickname of Donald Sutherland's character?
Trapper.
No, Hawkeye.
No, Hawkeye.
Arabella, in maths, if a slug travels 36 inches in one day and a snail travels 2 feet in a day, which animal has travelled further?
Pass.
Slug. Nina, in art, in which Scandinavian country was painter Edvard Munch born?
Austria.
No, Norway. Roland, in the European community, many food additives are classified using a 3-figure number preceded by which letter of the alphabet?
B.
Correct. Rona, in 1960, Rolf Harris had a UK hit single with Tie Me Kangaroo Down what?
Sport.
Correct. Johnny,
Bank.
in geography, in which sea is the island of St. Lucia?
Adriatic.
No, Caribbean. Barry, in nature, what N is a soil that is neither acidic nor alkaline?
Pass.
Neutral. Dave, in biology, if a person is suffering from gingivitis, which part of his body is inflamed?
The gums.
Correct. Ed, which small rodent shares its name with a computer accessory?
Mouse.
Correct. Arabella,
Bank.
in TV, which all creatures great and small actor played the Doctor in Doctor Who between 1982 and 1984?
Can't remember his name. Pass.
No, Peter Davison. Nina, what bee was the name of the earliest lunatic asylum in Europe and is also a slang word meaning chaos?
Bedlam.
Correct. Roland, the Royal Pavilion at Brighton was designed by John who?
Spencer.
No, Nash. Rona, in maths, what is 2 cubed?
6.
Time is up. The correct answer is 8. You banked another £500. You missed out on another £5,000. Who should shut up rather than stand up? Which is the most unfunny comedian? It's time to vote on the weakest link.
Statistically, the strongest link is Roland. The weakest link is Barry. But will the team realise that when it comes to the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Rona.
Rona.
Roland.
What? Rona.
Barry.
Roland.
Ed.
Rona.
How's it going, Dave?
Over 2 rounds, I've had 3 out of 4 right.
Proud of yourself?
Not especially, that's just the answer to your question.
What's your particular talent?
I'm a writer. What's yours?
Why Rona?
I asked my question first. Because she rejected my advances. And because I like it when you have to skip very, very quickly from one person to the next. And she was next to Helen, and there's a gap there.
Arabella, how are you doing?
I did very badly in the last round, but I am very bright, so I've got that going for me. It was just a bad sort of thing. And I regret, actually, voting for Rona. I should have voted for Roland.
Rona was not the worst player.
I told you!
But it's votes that count. Rona with 4 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I was surprised that Arabella voted for me because at the start of the show we did actually form a tribe, but she's double-crossed me, so I'm very, very hurt, and I hope that her bum gets even bigger.
Round 3. So far, you have managed to win £1,000 out of a possible £10,000. So we are not falling around with admiration. You are down to 7 players. We are taking another 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Roland. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Roland, which of these British mammals hibernate? The dormouse or the fox?
Dormouse.
Correct. Johnny, which comedian's catchphrase was "shut that door"?
Larry Grayson.
Correct. Barry, in which northern English city is the National Railway Museum?
York.
Correct. Dave.
Bank.
In Six Nations Rugby, which country plays their home matches at the Millennium Stadium?
Wales.
Correct. Ed, in nature, what S is another name for the American plane tree?
Don't know.
Correct answer is sycamore.
Sycamore.
Bank.
Arabella, which American actor links the films Benny and June, Chocolate and Blow?
Johnny Depp.
Correct. Nina, in medicine, if you are anemic, what is the main mineral in which you are deficient?
Iron.
Correct. Roland, in TV, which quiz show host had the catchphrase, "I've started, so I'll finish"?
I've started, so I'll finish.
No, the correct answer is Magnus Magnusson. Johnny, in dentistry, what B is a wire device fitted in the mouth to straighten teeth?
Brace.
Correct. Barry, in geography, Rossendale is a district within which county?
Lancashire.
Correct. Dave, in
Bank.
music, which instrument is associated with the Australian musician John Williams?
Guitar.
Classical guitar, except guitar. Ed, which novel by D.H. Lawrence depicts the love affair between the characters Paul Morell and Clara Dawes?
Don't know.
Sons and Lovers. Arabella, what B describes any drink other than water?
Beverage.
Correct. Nina, in the nursery rhyme, who couldn't be put back together by all the king's horses and all the king's men?
Humpty Dumpty.
Correct. Roland,
Bank.
in pop music, complete the title of the year 2000 single by the group Top Loader, Dancing in the what?
Dark.
No, Dancing in the Moonlight. Johnny, in modern history, Bertrand Hu won the Order of Merit in 1949, the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1950, and helped found CND in 1958.
Baccarat.
Russell. Barry.
Bank.
Of which country was Benazir Bhutto Prime Minister from 1993 to 1996?
Pakistan.
Correct. Dave. What D is an animal that traditionally provided rides for children on the beach?
Donkey.
Correct. Ed.
Bank.
In rugby union, how many international teams take part in the annual Southern Hemisphere Tri-Nations tournament?
3.
Correct. Arabella. In the 2001 film Time Is Up, I cannot complete the question. You did slightly better in that round, team. You managed to win £1,250. Who's proved empty vessels get the least laughs? You will soon be crying the tears of a clown. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The strongest link is Dave, who got all his questions right and banked the most money for the team. Roland has gone from being the strongest link to the weakest link statistically. But will his success in the previous round save him?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Barry.
Barry.
Ed.
Arabella.
Ed.
Ed. Ed.
Johnny. Bertrand Bacharach. Is he big in rugby league in St Helens?
He could have been with the right upbringing.
How far did your ceramics career go?
To a third with honours, which would have been higher, but I got into sculpture in my last year and feminism.
Is there much feminism around the rugby league teams in St Helens?
Yes, and I think you'll find there is, especially in the fields of physio and, you know, looking after ankles and stuff.
Why, Ed?
I've followed the pack.
Barry, what do you think of the younger talent in your field?
I don't work in a field, generally.
Why, Ed?
I think Ed is funny and good-looking and young, and it intimidates me, and that's why I voted for him.
Statistically...
I got the hardest questions. What D do you give rides to kids on the beach with? A donkey. And they all knew how excited I was to be here as well. I was more excited than anybody else played this game, and still they voted me off.
Statistically, the worst player was Roland. It's votes that count. Ed! With 4 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I think Anne really fancies me. I really do. And she's doing that playground thing that kids do. She's going up and like, it's the equivalent of tugging my hair, essentially, is what she's doing. And was like, I thought you were supposed to know that. You know, she really wants me in a big way.
Round 4, team. We struggle on. So far, you've bagged £2,250 out of potential prize money of £15,000. We are taking another 10 seconds off the clock. You now have 2.5 minutes. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Dave. Let's play the weakest link. Stop clock. Dave, in which East Asian country is the city of Shanghai?
China.
Correct. Arabella, from which island you come if you are a Manxman?
The Isle of Man.
Correct. Nina, in food, what M is the cereal used to make popcorn?
Maize.
Correct. Roland, what is the name of the universal system of writing for the blind?
Braille.
Correct. Johnny, in snooker, what is the name of the long sticks which are used to hit the white ball?
Q.
I'll accept Q, but we were talking in the plural. Barry,
Bank.
In theatre, John Osborne's Look Back in Anger is the first famous example of drama known as kitchen what?
Angry men. Young angry men.
No, the correct answer is kitchen sink. Dave, in pop music, Hannah, Bradley and Rachel are members of which pop group?
S Club 7.
Correct. Arabella, in the human body, in which organ are the malleus, incus and stapes bones located?
Pass.
The ear. Nina, what name is given to the powdery substance consisting of microscopic grains of male germ cells produced in the stamens of flowers?
Pollen.
Correct.
Wow, bank!
Roland, in TV, which actress, later a Labour MP, starred in the BBC series Elizabeth R in 1971?
Glenda Jackson!
Correct. Johnny, what is the name of the delicately woven cotton fabric that was often used to cover butter?
Lasso.
No, muslin.
Muslin, yeah, that's...
Barry, in history, what J was a professional clown employed by a king or nobleman?
Jester.
Correct. Dave, which comedian born in Brighton in 1894 was known as the Cheeky Chappie?
Max Miller.
Correct.
Bank.
Arabella, Oscar Wilde's only novel is entitled The Picture of Whom?
Dorian Gray.
Correct. Nina, in which century was the pencil invented? The 16th, 17th or 18th?
17th.
No, the 16th. Roland, which viral disease nearly wiped out Britain's wild rabbit population in the 1950s?
Myxomatosis.
Well, I'll accept. Johnny, in TV, Kathy Staff plays which character famous for her wrinkled stockings from the series Last of the Summer Wine?
Noda Batter.
Correct. Barry, in June 2001, Silvio Berlusconi. Time is up. I cannot complete the question. You won £1,100 in that round. Whose general knowledge is nothing short of a joke? Who should be playing at the end of a very long pier? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the second time in the game, Roland is the strongest link, answering all of his questions correctly and banking the most money for the team. With the most wrong answers, Barry is again the weakest link statistically. But how will the voting go?
Voting over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Barry.
Barry.
Arabella.
Nina.
Roland.
Arabella.
We have a tie team. Barry and Arabella. 2 votes each. Dave, why Arabella?
Because she also rejected my advances.
Nina, why Barry?
I'm a bit worried about his heart. You see, the game gets a bit kind of racy after this, so I just want him to rest. The green room's lovely, and they've ordered some special women for him, so it should be okay.
Well, when the vote is tied, the strongest link has to cast the deciding vote. Roland.
Oh, no, please.
As the strongest link, who would you like to get rid of?
Barry, mate, you know, I mean, we go back a long way, don't we? But she owes me money, so it's Arabella.
Arabella, Roland's had enough of it. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I voted for Barry because we were beginning to work like a crack team and Barry was just holding us back, I think. Roland chose me because he knows I'm funnier than he is.
Round 5. Your total so far, team, is £3,350. If you'd hit your targets, it would by now be 20,000. Another 10 seconds coming off the time. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Roland.
Aha.
Let's play the weakest link. Start pop. Roland, in pop music, Lionel Richie was the lead singer of which group before going solo?
Commodores.
Correct. Johnny, in cookery, what is the main fruit ingredient of banoffee pie?
Banana.
Correct. Barry. Eric Bartholomew and Ernest Wiseman made up which comedy double act?
Morecambe and Wise.
Correct. Dave.
Bank.
What is the title of the 1989 film in which Jeff and Beau Bridges play musicians who employ Michelle Pfeiffer as a singer?
The Fabulous Baker Boys.
Correct. Nina, which North African country fought a war of independence from France and finally achieved it in July 1962?
Algeria.
Correct. Roland. What is the name for the sign language that bookmakers use to communicate with each other at racecourses?
Ticket touting.
No, the correct answer is tic-tac.
Ah!
Johnny, the Strait of Gibraltar separates Europe from which other continent?
Asia.
No, Johnny, Africa. Barry, which of the following is a musical composition for solo piano, accompanied by an orchestra? Piano concerto or piano sonata?
Concerto.
Correct. Dave.
Bang.
Which famous comedian hosted the TV game show Bob's Full House?
Bob Monkhouse.
Correct. Nina, in human anatomy, what T is a fleshy, muscular organ in the mouth?
Tongue.
Correct. Roland, in the USA, Big Cypress Swamp is in which southeastern state?
Big Cyprus.
No, Florida. Johnny, which TV star had the catchphrase, "Ooh, you are awful, but I like you"?
Bloody Grayson.
No, Dick Emery.
Oh, yeah.
Barry, in pop music, who had a 1973 UK hit single with The Laughing Gnome?
The Braithwaites.
No, David Bowie. Dave, in cookery, which part of the licorice plant is usually used in food preparation, the leaves or the root?
The leaves.
No, the root. Nina, in which sport did TV presenter Suzanne Dando compete in the 1980 Olympics?
Oh, track.
Gymnastics. Roland, which American city is located at the mouth?
Tongue.
Time is up. You banked £600. Who is more of a joke than a comedian? Who's run out of gags? It's time to vote on the weakest link.
The strongest link is now Dave, statistically. Roland once again has dropped from being the strongest link to weakest link. Will the team take this opportunity to vote him off?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Johnny.
Dave.
Barry.
Roland.
Roland.
What have you got to say for yourself, Dave?
I got 2 out of 3 in that round, and I think I've dropped 2 questions so far.
Why Roland?
Because he also rejected my advances.
Barry, why Roland?
I think Roland's tiring himself out. He's too effervescent. But then I didn't know him when he effervescent.
It's the end for Roland. You have delighted us for long enough. You are the weakest link. Bye.
No, I don't want your pity. Torch, torch, torch.
Being voted off at this stage in the game, initially gutted, but there is a certain amount of elation because there's pressures on up there, it's very hot, and, well, Barry was beginning to smell. I think the next person voted off, hopefully, I think will be Dave. With, he's coming across, he's a nice man, he's got heavily coiffured facial hair, but he's obnoxious. I'm not going to say that to his face, and I hope he doesn't watch this programme.
Round 16, you have £3,950. If you'd stayed awake, you'd by now have 25,000. There are 4 of you left. We are cutting another 10 seconds from your time. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Dave. Let's play the weakest link. Start top. Dave, which type of grim humour is named after an instrument of execution?
Pass.
Gallows. Nina, on the long-running TV sitcom Steptoe and Son, what type of pickled food did Albert Steptoe famously eat in his bathtub?
Eggs.
Onions. Johnny, in the animal kingdom, warthogs are originally from which continent?
Asia.
Africa. Barry, in geography, which line of latitude crosses India, the Tropic of Cancer or Tropic of Capricorn?
Equatorial line. Tropic of the Equator.
No, the correct answer is Tropic of Cancer.
Ah.
Dave, in pop music, who sang the theme song to the 1997 film Titanic?
Celine Dion.
Correct. Nina, in football, which former Liverpool player became the first man to win 100 caps for Scotland in 1986?
Kenny Dalglish.
Correct. Johnny, Luciano Pavarotti, Jose Carreras and Placido Domingo are collectively known as the 3 what?
Tanners.
Correct. Barry, in politics, Nigel Lawson, the Chancellor of the Exchequer between 1983 and 1989, represented which party?
Conservatives.
Correct. Dave,
Bang.
Bargello is a type of stitch used in which pastime, tapestry or knitting?
Tapestry.
Correct. Nina, in the animal kingdom, grey and red are types of what bushy-tailed rodent?
Squirrel.
Correct. Johnny, in which century was the French impressionist painter Claude Monet born?
19th.
Correct. Barry, what is the standard monetary unit of the Netherlands?
A pass.
Gilda. Dave, which TV show signed off with the phrase, it's good night from me and it's good night from him?
The 2 Ronnies.
Correct. Nina, the song The Circle of Life, featured on the soundtrack of the 1994 animation The Lion King, was released as a single by which pop star?
Phil Collins.
No, Elton John. Johnny, in biology, what is the name of the largest artery? Time's up. You're back to £1,000. Who is several shows short of a successful career? It's time to vote on.
With the most correct answers, Dave is the strongest link for the second round in a row. Once again, the weakest link is Barry. Will the team allow him to stay?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Barry.
Nina.
Nina.
Johnny.
Barry, why Nina?
Because she looks so desolate over there and she was so caring about me earlier on, I thought she should be with her friends.
She's got some, has she?
Oh, yes.
Nina, you're clearly a threat to the guys. With 2 votes, you are the weakest link.
I think those 3 men should be shot for voting me off. It was a tactical thing, apparently. They were just threatened by a woman being smarter than they are.
Round 7, team. So far, you've won £4,950 out of a possible 30,000. 3 of you left, another 10 seconds off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Dave. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Dave, in TV, what is the name of the green duck puppet operated by the ventriloquist Keith Harris?
Orville.
Correct, Johnny. In geography, Greenland is in the north of which ocean?
Atlantic.
Correct, Barry. With which type of vehicle was the American Charles Lindbergh most commonly associated?
Plane.
Correct, Dave. In
Bank.
film and TV, by what acronym are the British Academy Awards better known?
The BAFTAs.
Correct, Johnny. To what does the Cockney rhyming slang term butcher's hook refer?
Look.
I'll accept. It's having a look. Barry, in the UK, which spring festival traditionally involved gathering flowers and greenery to decorate houses and public buildings?
Mayday.
Correct, Dave.
Bank.
In football, which Welsh city was the venue for the 2001 FA Cup final?
Cardiff.
Correct, Johnny. In fashion, jodhpurs derived their name from a former district in which country?
India.
Correct, Barry. Martin Clunes and Neil Morrissey play the 2 male leads in which TV comedy series?
Men Behaving Badly.
Correct, Dave.
Bank.
According to the title of the 1984 film directed by Wes Craven, on which street did a nightmare happen?
Elm Street.
Correct, Johnny. Which vitamin is found in fish liver oils and is produced by the effect of sunlight on the skin?
Oh.
No, vitamin D. Barry, the term Mardi Gras translates literally as fat what?
Fat Monday.
No, Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday.
Dave, in which religion is Krishna the 8th incarnation of the god Vishnu?
Islam.
No, Hinduism. Johnny, what is 732 divided by 295 multiplied by 0?
Zero.
Correct, Barry. Which actress played the middle-aged housewife Rhea Parkinson in the TV sitcom Butterfly?
Wendy Craig.
Wendy Craig is the correct answer, but you're out of time. And in that round, you banked £1,500. Now, let me explain to you about round 8, where you get the chance to treble what you bank, and that means in the next round, there's £15,000 to be won. The question is, whose time is up? Whose turn is it to laugh on the other side of their face? Who is least likely to raise the bank balance?
It's all directed at me. If you put the podium somewhere in the middle, it's body language. You're turning them against me. You never liked me. You like me mum. Yeah, I'm attracted to you.
It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the 3rd successive round, Dave is the strongest link statistically. For the 4th time in the game, Barry is the weakest link. Can he survive the final vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Dave.
Dave.
Johnny.
Barry, why have you voted for the strongest player and got rid of them?
The only thing he harps on about is how many answers he got right, and that began to well up inside me. It was a red mist, really.
And Dave's been chumming up, thinking that they would team up against me, and,
Yeah.
and Barry didn't. So if you need any finer example in human nature of the strong protecting the weak, then, and you've managed it on the show, God bless you, love.
Dave, with 2 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Give us a kiss. I'll be intrigued to see if anyone actually remembers to bank in the next round, because they do seem to have forgotten you can do that. And they can answer loads of questions right and still earn nothing if they're not very careful.
Round 8. It's been a struggle, but you've won £6,450 out of a possible £35,000. This time you have 90 seconds. And whatever you win in this round will be trebled and added to your total to make up your final prize money. So £15,000 is at stake in this round. We'll start with the second strongest link from the last round. That's Johnny. Let's play. The weakest link. Start the clock. Johnny, in which US city is the Bronx Zoo located?
New York.
Correct. Barry, in sport, what is the name of the form of training that involves boxing against an imaginary opponent?
Shadowboxing.
Correct. Johnny, in art, what C is a coloured writing implement often made of wax or chalk?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
In art, what C is a coloured writing implement often made of wax or chalk?
Crayon.
Correct. Barry, which country has the larger population, England or Australia?
England.
Correct. Johnny, in the animal kingdom, which tundra-dwelling rodent undergoes dramatic population explosions every few years and is incorrectly believed to commit mass suicide?
Lemons.
Correct. Barry, in pop music, what is the name of Nat King Cole's singing daughter?
Natalie.
Correct. Johnny.
Bank.
Which African capital city is nearest to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport?
Kingston town.
Nairobi. Barry, in mythology, which hero was the protagonist of Homer's poem, The Odyssey?
Hercules.
No? Odysseus.
Odysseus.
In theatre, complete the song title from the musical Evita, Don't Cry For Me, what?
Argentina.
Correct. Barry, which TV comedian had a St. Bernard dog called Schnorbitz?
Bernie Winters.
Bernie Winters is the correct answer, but you were out of time. And between you in that round, Johnny and Barry, you managed to win £1,250, which will treble and add to the winnings from the previous rounds. That means prize money tonight of £10,200. But of course, only one of you can take that money away. So now you will be playing against each other head to head. I'll ask alternate questions, best of 5. Whoever answers the most correctly wins. It's as simple as that. If there's a tie after 5, we'll go for sudden death until we have a winner. So Johnny and Barry, for £10,200, let's play the weakest link. Johnny, it's the strongest link in the last round. You have the choice of who goes first.
I'll go first.
Johnny, the juice of which fruit is used to make balsamic vinegar?
Grape.
That is the correct answer. Barry, in politics, which Conservative Minister of Agriculture publicly fed his daughter a hamburger in 1990 to prove that British beef was safe?
John Gummer.
That is the correct answer. Johnny, in science, how long to the nearest day does it take the Earth to orbit the Sun once?
365.
That is the correct answer. Barry, in pop music, which girl band did Jenny Frost of Precious join in 2001 to replace Kerry, who left to have a baby?
All Saints.
No, the correct answer is Atomic Kitten. Johnny, in the 1960s and 70s children's TV programme, which town's fire brigade responded to the roll call Pew, Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert Dibble and Grubb?
Paddington Green.
No, the correct answer...
Trumpton!
The correct answer is Trumpton. I have to accept your first answer. Barry, the name of which English city is derived from an Anglo-Saxon name meaning the hamlet of Snot's people by the water?
Stratford-upon-Avon.
No, the correct answer is Nottingham. Johnny, In football, the supporters of which North London club are known as Gooners?
Arsenal.
That is the correct answer. Barry, you need to answer this question correctly or Johnny takes away the money. Barry, the year 2000 film Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was set in which country?
China.
That is the correct answer. Johnny, if you answer this question correctly, you've won. So, £10,200. Which opera by Puccini charts the doomed relationship between an American naval officer and his Japanese wife? Take your time, you're not fighting the clock.
Madam Butterfly.
That is the correct answer.
Yes!
That means, Johnny, you are tonight's strongest link and you go away with £10,200. Which charity are you donating it to?
I'm dividing it equally between Shop Mobility in St Helens and the fund set up for the workers of the Ravenhead glass plant.
Barry, you leave with nothing. Join us again for the weakest link. Goodbye.
I heard Mrs Robinson was bad, but nothing can prepare you for the way she looks at you. It's like, her eyes aren't quite piercing. It's like being delved into with a rusty drill.
Getting to the head-to-head final was out-of-body experience. I didn't expect to get beyond about the first round.
My family will be absolutely made up. My mum will be dragging at the bingo, and my dad will just say that it's further proof that I'm not his child.